I'm Helen Mercer and I'm standing for the Council for Lewisham People Before Profit in the Ladywell ward. I was also closely involved in the campaign to save Lewisham Hospital. I was the main coordinator of the two big demonstrations that brought out 20,000 people onto the streets. Now, the reason why services at Lewisham Hospital were under threat was because of the huge debts taken out by neighbouring hospitals under something called the Private Finance Initiative. So they had been forced by the Labour government at the time to raise money for rebuilding from private lenders, from the banks and investment companies. And the rate of interest that private companies charged for these public buildings was roughly twice what hospitals would have been charged if they'd borrowed from the government. Now, behind me is a Private Finance Initiative building also. It's known as the Riverside building of Lewisham Hospital. That was also built under a Private Finance Initiative. The hospital is currently paying £8 million a year to private investors to repay them for the building of that hospital. £4.8 million is paid in interest alone every year, and that works out at about 10p per second is being skimmed off into the pockets of banks and their friends. But it's not just hospitals that are using P.F.I. Our local council has also used P.F.I. to build public infrastructure. So they've used it to build schools, provide housing, and also on the recent street lighting project. And we've worked out that we're currently paying £26 million a year in interest alone, again to these big banks and their friends in the investment companies. People Before Profit says this is a scam. These debts should not be paid. It's like having a Wonga loan. They should be annulled or renegotiated. We stand for public ownership of public property.